Hey, I'm Noodle Yeti, and I believe this is like week 9 vault. Anyways, it's my weekly vault opening. I don't know what week it is anymore. But anyways, pretty much some of the gear I'm hoping for I know is going to be shoulders. I want to catalyze those. And then there's a lot of miscellaneous gear in here. Like I know I'm trying to drop a lot of my versatility here. I'm about 6,000, almost 7,000 verse. I could drop this by about 4,000, I think, and then redistribute that amongst my other stats here. But anyways, this is going to be the first tank on the list, the Fury Warrior. I did get a couple keys done. Let's see if I could pull this up here and show you. So what was it, week 8, and I completed a 9 and I timed an 8 as a Prot Warrior. So that's what I got done on this guy, but his IO is a lot more different than that. I have a lot of fun on Fury and I've just been running it. So anyways, let's go ahead and see what we get here. At reverse heavy ring, so definitely not that. We got a weapon, myth track weapon, verse mastery. So actually, I think I'm gonna go with that. That is actually, it's huge. Okay, all right. Well, I think that's exactly what we want because I think on Fury Warrior, your weapons are probably your biggest upgrade. I think it goes like main hand, then something else, and then offhand's not too far behind. But either way, I think I do want to just upgrade my weapons probably first. So whenever I get enough of those crests, or I don't know which one I have to have in order to like make that thing, the weapon or something like that. I don't know. Whatever. Who cares? That was the Fury Warrior. Got a weapon. Gonna be even stronger. So move on to the next tank. Alright, here we are on the Blood DK. This is one of my other favorite tanks besides Brewmaster because it's so self-sustaining and whatnot. I don't really care what we get gear with. I'm not too worried about stats on any tanks. I believe it's only DPS that really stats matter like an insane amount. But anyways, as far as runs go, on Blood, I two-chested a miss, 9, and then I believe I dropped it down to a 10. I think this was the first 10 I had attempted. Was this the first 10? I don't think it was. No, I definitely attempted more. Okay, but I think it was the first one on this character. But either way, I dropped it to a 10. We failed, but this is where I'm sitting now. So let's go ahead and see what we get here. Bam. Alright, and we got Myth Track Shoulders. You know what? I think I'm just going to go ahead and take these because I don't know if I'm even going to spend the stuff on upgrading these current ones. So that's good enough. I like it. But anyways, I think we should go ahead and just move on to the next tank. Alright, so here we are on the Prot Paladin, and this week I two-chested a 6 Grim Batol and two-chested a 6 Dawnbreaker. I wonder what happened. Why is it a 6 and a 6? Did I not run my own key? I don't know. Not quite sure why it's 2 6s. Did I input that wrong? I did input that wrong. It was an 8 Dawnbreaker. Okay. Alright, well, now that we got that fixed and out of the way, go ahead and see. I don't really care. We'll just go ahead and see what we get in the vault. Which hopefully it's something good. I mean, we've already got shields for days. Oh, alright. So we got a Hero Track tier piece helm. That's going to be good enough. Because that'll be an upgrade from a champion. Nice. Cool. Go ahead and slap that on. Alright. Well, anyways, next tank. Alright, here we are on Vengeance. And as you can see, 4 entries on this list. It's because the first 2 were disbands. It was very annoying, actually. Necrotic Wake 8, Necrotic Wake 7. And it wasn't anything dumb on my end. At least I don't think it was. But it wasn't anything like egregiously dumb, like trying to skip the Nerzuda pack with just Imprison. I believe these were on the 8. People just had no idea how to do the boss mechanics, and I forget what happened on the 7. But either way, we ended up finally upgrading the Necrotic Wake at the 6th level, and then we two-chested the Siege of Borealis right after. But let's go ahead and see what we get. We got a cape. Taste of Mastery. It is an eye level upgrade, so you know what? We're just going to go ahead and take it. And then let's go ahead and move on to the next tank. Alright, here we are on the Guardian Druid, and do have 3 entries here. Started off as a City of Threads 6, disbanded, but then we up 2-chested the 5, and then we 2-chested the 7 Grim Batol right after. Let's go ahead and see what we get out of this vault here, if I can even click on it. And there's a lot of people out here. Look at all these names. We got a 2-handed weapon, Hero Track. Crit Haste. You know what? There's 2 weapons in the vault this week. That's actually kind of cool. I do not mind that at all. So I will go ahead and take that and enjoy it. Hopefully we actually get a Mythtrack weapon in our Brewmaster vault, because I think my weapon is one. Anyways, we'll talk about that. Let's go ahead and move on to him. Alright, here we are on Thuke. And pretty much, oh, that's right. I think I have this weapon now and I fully upgraded it. So never mind. I was thinking I still had this weapon equipped, Harvester's Interdiction, which had mastery on it. And I was trying to drop as much mastery as I can. So these are my stats now, 27% crit, 23% verse. I've been very unsuccessful at raising my haste while dropping my crit. And actually, I went through the dungeon journal and it turns out that crit verse and crit haste or haste verse, there's just not a whole lot of items in this season that will help me maintain that with no mastery whatsoever. The only mastery I have actually comes from this one ring enchant I have back from when I was leveling enchanting. So, I don't know. I think from what it looks like, the gear we have now is essentially the gear we will have for the rest. And we're pretty much hoping for very, very narrow gear upgrades, where all we want is basically the gear we have now, but Mythtrack. Let's see what we get, which technically, that is exactly what we were hoping for. And what is this one? It's Hero Track? Oh no, it is Mythtrack. Okay. Crit Haste, Crit Haste. I think... Man, but this one has speed. But it is Crit Verse. This one is Crit Haste. Wait, what? Oh, because it's not upgraded. I'm like, why do his stats go down? Alright, well that makes sense. I think we're just going to go ahead and go with these, the boots. As far as the Brewmaster's IO goes, it's been pretty fun running keys this week. We've had a lot, and it's been all over the place. And it's kind of disappointing because it goes so all over the place, where everything beneath 10, it just seems so easy. People stick around, and you just upgrade +2, +2, +2, and then everything after 10 is like, I don't know. It's like everyone just... I think because it's a portal level, it's where people are trying to force themselves to be. So they don't quite understand what's going on in the keys. Because there's a lot of times where you're getting these like dumb mistakes. And it's like when it's just one person, it doesn't matter. So it's like you can easily carry that person through the 10, help them get their portal. And you know they're probably not ever going to go to the 11s or the 12s or anything like that. But those times when like they look at this and it's like, disband, it's like disband, disband, it's like it's multiple people, and it just really sucks. Or even the completions, it's because it's the vault, the maximum level vault is the is 10s, and it's just, I don't know. I want to keep practicing, I want to keep getting more gear, and I want to start timing hierarchies because I want to move away from this. I want to move away from these people that aren't actually playing to play. They don't play because they like Mythic Plus. I want to play with people who like Mythic Plus. I want to play with people who want to play, who want to know the dungeons. And so, at least right now, it's really, really rough knowing that the only reason why we're completing or disbanding is simply because somebody in the group doesn't actually care, or multiple people in the group don't actually care, and they're just there for the reward. So, at least that's where the point I'm at now is with Mythic Plus. As far as IO goes, I am 25, 26, and if you notice, it's a lot of 2 chests in 1 chest, and that's actually something I've noticed in my stat sheet here. If you guys know who One Azeroth TV is, he has a stat sheet, and over the season I've been expanding on his. But I've noticed that my keys are very volatile. Where if you look on the left here, we have just under a 20% disband rate. 18% of the keys are completed, and then 62% of the keys I enter are upgraded. But what I mean by volatility is it looks like the highest chance for something to happen is to upgrade it by +2. Technically, it's actually to deplete it to reduce the key level, but then it's immediately followed by +2. And that to me is kind of interesting that my stats are pretty much are polarized between two chesting and depletions. And I'm kind of curious if that has to do with my playstyle or what that has to do. What that has to do with. But either way, I'm enjoying this game. I can't wait to keep playing him. I think this is actually... I've had a fun time experimenting by playing every single tank this season. I've learned a lot about all of them. And I think Brewmaster is definitely the one that I want to keep playing. It's a lot of fun. It's very engaging. It can be difficult at times. And you really have to know... You just have to know when to run and when you can fight. And I think I need to continue practicing my rotations and my utility before I can start making that decision on when I can fight and when I can run. Basically when I have to play defensively and when I have to play offensively. But yeah, that's that. And thank you for watching. I think I'm going to go ahead and save your time today and not ramble on for another 10 minutes. But I do have some thoughts on a couple videos that I'm thinking about making, such as the modifications I've made to One Azeroth TV spreadsheet. Although a lot of this is kind of useless information. I've just been putting in an hour or two here and there, being bored and adding in stats like AUG impact on DPS and splits and deaths and things like that, and breaking down damage stats by specs and whatnot. But by specs and by spec in dungeon. But I don't know. We'll see what happens. Thank you for watching. Go ahead and leave a comment, like, whatever. Who cares? Well, I mean, I do, and I'm pretty sure you do if you're still here. So anyways,